Guys, my name is Lelasophia. I am an artist and fine jewelry designer. If you like contemporary fine jewelry, if you like luxury handbags, all things interiors, and I have some fun videos for you. Okay guys, it is time. If you've been following along with my series stemming from another series, that was literally the reason that I started my channel. For those of you guys, first of all, who are new, I'm a fine jewelry designer. I own my own eponymous brand, Lelasophia Jewelry, and I've worked in this industry for over 11 years at this point, which is really incredible and kind of crazy to think. Literally one of the main reasons why I started my channel was to try to implement more of these incredible contemporary fine jewelry designers onto this platform. Some of whom I've worked with, some of whom I've just loved for so long. And honestly, it's an honor to be able to talk about them each and every time. And so I have an ongoing series now, breaking up my original concept a little bit, we're going a little slower, going over 5 of my favorite contemporary fine jewelry designers in each video. And I've done several so far, and I told you guys I'd do 4 parts, but yeah, no, we are going way past 4 parts. However, it's time. It's time to give you my 5 favorite fine jewelry designers, and I honestly can't wait to talk about them. But first and foremost, if you guys are new here, thank you so much for tuning in. I can't wait to see you in all of my future videos. Make sure that you like this video, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Instagram at Lelasophia Jewelry. I put out videos every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday, and so I cannot wait to see you guys in the next one. Okay, so usually I have lists and everything, but I got it. I know my top 5 favorite designers because I just love them so much. You guys can already probably guess. Pause this video, guess if you feel like it. Because honestly, I'm a predictable human being. I really am quite steadfast, I'd say the word is for me. Again, this is a series where I try to make, shorter, more digestible videos. So if any of these designers you want a more in-depth video on, please let me know. And I will absolutely do that. And so without further ado, of course, I think no particular order, but I just have to start out with this incredible design team from Darius Jewels, Daria, and Ariel. You guys already know how I feel. I think that this is, I was about to say a bold statement and just contradict myself, but I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. I think that this is one of the most revolutionary, beautiful, unique, and honestly groundbreaking collections, I think, to hit our industry. Maybe ever, maybe just in a really long time. Mentally, of course, I've been doing this for a very long time. I've worked in many different iterations of this industry. And so I know the designers who I'm like, this is groundbreaking, but Darius Jewels is is so high up on this list, if not first for me personally. When I first discovered this collection, I think quite late, to be honest. I only discovered it last year and I was like, where have I been? I can't believe I have not been completely obsessing from post number 1. When I tell you, the moment I discovered, I said, this is genius, this is iconic, this is incredible. You guys who know my own line, Lelasophia Jewelry, I try so hard to honor my own ancestry, my own ethnic background. I'm Moroccan. My entire father's side of the family is from there, has lived there for generations and generations, and so on and so forth. And my dad and my siblings all still live there today. And so I honor that through my own work. And when I found Darius Jewels, I said, Daria is doing such a beautifully, not similar, but a concept of honoring her own heritage in a very similar way, her own Persian heritage. And it's an honor. It's an honor to also be along with her, a designer, literally it just feels like this, taking back the reins, taking back control of our narrative, celebrating our family. We all know how much family means to us, and I have a much longer story for a totally different video, focus more on Darius Jewels, Sophia. But when I tell you, I don't know my family very well / at all. And so really having that connection through the work that I do is one of the most important things to me. And I can feel that. I can literally feel that through the screen, whether it's an Instagram post at Bergdorf's when I've gotten the amazing opportunity to see Daria and Ariel's pieces in person. You can feel that through the work, that there is just a true honor, that it is honoring culture, that it's honoring our own history as human beings. It doesn't just have to be your Persian history, but honoring that history as humans. I just think it's divine. I really do. The fact that gold is so buttery and so yummy, yet again, this is maybe one of the things that I love the most. A piece looks like it could have been dug from the earth yesterday and said, oh my goodness, we've just found this beautiful something very long 10,000-year-old necklace from Mesopotamia. You know, it's like, it is very hard. I don't think everybody understands how difficult it is to do that. The stonework that they've been, like, speechless. Some of the stones that they pick out, like, they're both geniuses. Every time I see on Daria's, you know, like, Instagram stories, I'm like, she's done it again. She's done it again. And I'm not a stone gal. Like, we all know this about me. I'm a gold, you know, I'm a gold lover, clearly, if it's not obvious enough. And the fact that she's made me want stones to, in my, like, that she's made me want to collect her specifically stone pieces, that says so much, because it's not my first instinct. It's not where I go. And yet every single post, every single like inkling of a piece that they're working on, it's just, honestly, it is a joy to follow. And so I highly recommend. I've talked ad nauseum about, oh my God, you guys, you already know. I've talked ad nauseum about the scorpion ring, the large one, maybe the small one, but I've talked ad nauseum about that ring. One day, I would be honored to collect a piece from Darius Jewels, and long story short, it is truly one of my top 5 favorite designers. Next, I have to harken back. Let's bring it back, okay? One of the, I'm trying to think of when I actually first found out about her, but this was a moment that I said, oh my God, again, you get that, you just get the butterflies in your stomach. You get the, oh my God, what is this? Kim Dunham is what, like, bow down to Kim Dunham. I hope you know how I feel, Kim. I have the pleasure of working with Kim. When I owned my own store, I, again, was like just honored to represent her, just with a very small capsule collection, but with pieces that she literally tailor-made to me, to my store, to be able to sell. When I found Kim's pieces probably years before, being like, again, mind-blowing, getting the chance to work with her, which I might never get over. I think it is just truly, again, an honor. When I've even, maybe it was just one post, one article, one something, she's had some beautiful, beautiful features that just feel so organic and so like her. And when I tell you, when I first learned, each and every one of her pieces not only are unique and special and beautiful, but they are each tailor-made to the client. Again, I don't think that everybody can understand or comprehend how difficult it is to do and then also execute beautifully and have it like feel seamless and not contrived. So when I tell you just the most respect for Kim and her artistry, which is like the tippity top of artistry for me, probably when I found the first few pieces, I was like, wait, what? I think a little bit of her process, she has a questionnaire, she really gets to know her clients, and she literally comes up with these modern heirlooms. And I know that that's kind of a buzz term thrown around a lot in our industry, but when I tell you, like, I think nobody does it better than Kim Dunham. And I just want to honor her art, because owning a piece of hers, owning a custom piece of hers, is a goal of mine personally. One day I hope to do a 22 karat piece from her, if she's still designing, if she'll have me. Apparently I've been implementing myself into this video all day, but again, long story short, you guys know me. I don't have anybody yet who I'm, you know, marrying anytime soon. And so I just feel like that would be the most beautiful wedding band or ring to implement in a wedding stack. So Kim, one day, God willing, I will be blessed enough to have a partner and actually get married, because one of your pieces, I would be speechless to be able to have a custom Kim Dunham piece one day. And I'm sure a lot of you guys feel the same way. One of the designers that I can majorly attribute to, honestly, not just me wanting to start my own brand. That's been, you know, I've wanted to start my own line and design jewelry since I was like probably 14 or 15. But when I tell you, I didn't know. I just didn't know how sculptural, I didn't know how conceptual, I didn't know how finely sculpted and handmade jewelry could be until I found Alice Wace. And I found her, it was years and years ago, and I've told this story before, but I was in a small random street in Shoreditch in London with my brother and my mother. And we walked into this, of course, it's my brother and I, so we found the most conceptual concept store. Yes, I know, redundant sentence. I zoomed in. I floated over to this display case, saw one of her rings, and I said, you can do this. You can do this with gold. Her pieces are sculpted to perfection. They are literally, again, look like you could have just dug them out of the earth, yet made in solid gold and sculpted by hand. And this is where, again, Darius Jewels has, you know, the stone is this gorgeous, incredibly large, chunky stone. But Alice, there's something like mind-boggling to me about how she, again, makes me want stones in my own jewelry wardrobe, but she doesn't do them with some of the pieces. Obviously, yes, the stone is the centerpiece, but other ones, it just looks like they literally, I don't know what the process is that happens in Earth, but like, it looks like the Earth made those stones on that specific ring. But it is beyond my understanding. It is the most beautiful way of so perfectly setting stones to where it just looks like that ring came like that. And you kind of see the piece in its entirety. You don't just say, whoa, that's a gigantic diamond. I mean, you know, you might have that thought, but you see the ring, you see the composition, you see the thought, you see the care that went into that piece. Another designer, obviously, as each one of these designers on this particular video, as they are, of course, my favorite, I would be honored one day to own an Alice Ways piece. Pick any, and I just will swoon. And of course, how could I do this list without talking about Prunus? Prunus is the 22 karat queen, okay? I know several designers who work mainly or primarily or only in 22 karat. When I tell you nobody's done it better, in my particular opinion. Again, that's very hard to say because 22 karat is just so beautiful, like as just like a thing exists in this universe, so it could be in any shape or form, honestly, and it would be stunning to me. Jean Prunus, the designer of Prunus, she has taken this incredible, like a little bit more of a different approach of pieces that are inspired a lot, I believe, by her own family heritage and background. I believe there's a lot of New York, a lot of Art Deco, timeless inspiration that goes into her own work, but in such a universal way. I know a lot of the three designers at first were so specific, so detailed, but Prunus does pieces, again, that are, of course, specific and detailed, but that I could put on any human and they would be perfect in any singular collection. I still, one day, I would literally be honored to own one of the trade rings and then the trade bangle. Like, I would be over the moon to own one or both of those pieces one day. She is another designer that works with stones that I'm like, how did you just perfectly pick out this gorgeous, beautiful stone and match it with 22 karat? And it's so stunning. And we know I'm a motif gal, and yet there's something about it's like there's simplicity to it that I think adds to the universality of it, but also it just like, it's almost sometimes harder, quite frankly, at least in my own process, but it's almost harder to restrain yourself. That's exactly the word. I've never thought of that before. Prunus, to me, is beautiful restraint. Like, there's something just so intricate and yet perfect about each and every one of her pieces that just like, again, looks like it could have been dug up. It looks like if you said this is an ancient ring from 1100 BC, I would be like, oh yes, I completely believe you. And the way that 22 karat gold wears, you guys know I just made my first 22 karat ring that I'm experimenting with, and I can't wait to see how it wears. But the way it wears in her pieces, because they start off brushed, and then the more you wear them, especially the rings and the bangles, pieces that you're really gonna wear constantly and that get a lot of wear, they become you. They become your own item. They get your scratches, they get your bangs, they kind of mold to you very subtly. I know this is kind of sounding scary the way that I'm saying it, but oh so subtly. 22 karat really becomes your own piece. And I just am gonna say it again, Prunus does 22 karat like no other. And her stone selection, every single thing. And let's just be honest, the Instagram, the color curation, the color scheme is literal perfection to me. And lastly, you guys, I wonder if anybody can guess who this is. I'm a little bit scared that I've been pronouncing it the wrong way, but my last of the top 5 favorite jewelry designers is Asley or Asley. I am just so embarrassed that I don't know the correct way to pronounce this jewelry line. However, please forgive me. Asley, again, is just the epitome to me of it's just perfection. And again, clearly I have a thing, if you can't already tell, for ancient inspired jewelry because each and every piece looks like it has been dug from the earth in ancient Greek or Roman times. The medallions were what sold me at first. Again, RIP to Barney's, but Barney's was the first place, again, 5-6 years ago that I went in and it's rare that I have an in-person experience for the first time and get overwhelmed and say, who is this? What is this? I'd maybe actually seen her pieces before online on Barney's, and in person, there's just something that happens. And I said, oh my goodness, the motifs, the medallions had me at first sight. And here's the genius about this designer is because for me, someone who clearly loves, ancient inspired, very organic pieces, there are literally endless categories on the website and the collections that you can choose from. However, someone like my mother, I can honestly name 5 people right now, but I won't name you, but a lot of other people love a little bit more polished, a little bit more restrained, again, something a little bit more maybe geometric or symmetrical. Like, get you a designer who can do both. The literal definition of that. There's the organic side, but then there's the perfect, polished, symmetrical, down to a T, detailed, yet like it just looks effortless and simplistic almost in its perfectness. I know that's not a real sentence, but when I tell you, it's just honestly, again, all of these designers, that's why they're my favorite. It's above me. It goes so far above my comprehension. The fact that she works with, have you guys ever seen a shield cut diamond? Okay. If you haven't, here is one. Shield cut diamonds. I think all of us in the industry have a little bit of a soft spot for shield cut diamonds. And when I first saw those Instagram posts, I said, what? Never has a shield cut diamond looked so good than when it is in an Asley ring. And I will stick by that. The emerald, the rubies, the diamonds, the chunky like chain necklace and it's just honestly, it is perfection in my eyes, and this is a line where truly top to toe, there is something for everyone, and you could just wear that one piece and have that be your fine jewelry, or you could litter yourself. You could literally deck yourself out with pick from any category, any collection, and you would be perfect. You would literally be perfect. And you guys, this has been my top 5 favorite fine jewelry designers of all time. These 5 jewelry designers will just always have the softest of places in my heart. I can't wait to hear which one is your favorite. Is there someone that you thought I was gonna say that will be in another video? I honestly want all the comments down below. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you in my next one. Bye guys.